So why don't we have, we'll mix it up a little bit, have Larry talk about kind of economic impacts of chronic illnesses, including sickle cell disease, and then we'll let Alicia talk and we'll open the floor back up.
Well, actually, I was really enjoying that myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I'm sorry. This is Larry Roberson from Prudential. Please welcome Larry.
Good afternoon, and just want to say once again, I thank God to be able to be here because this is absolutely wonderful. And I want to say once again, Glenda, you know, hardest working woman I ever seen in my life. I told her earlier, I said James Brown didn't have nothing on earth, you know. So, and truly, for her to be able to do the things that she's doing is absolutely, it's wonderful. And I think that the Lord is really blessing her for her efforts. You know, once again, I'm Larry Roberson. I'm with Prudential. Actually, what I do is I work with families. They give me their ideas, their dreams, and I apply and help them develop a strategy to help those dreams and dreams become a reality. And primarily, I work in the area of the financial services. I do a lot of work with individuals for retirement, particularly in the age we're in now, where people are in job transitions and they need expertise in how to fund their money or position their money for retirement. However, I met Cheryl Smith some time ago, and we was able to collaborate an effort together. And at that function that I sponsored, I had an opportunity to meet Glenda. And from there, we developed a nice relationship, even to the place where I'm even her agent now. And she's my client. So it just continually progress from there. And since then, I've been able to correspond with her and kind of give her some information, and she's been giving me information. And that's how I'm here this evening, because in insurance, particularly in life insurance, you know, you have a tendency of coming into the business, and while you're in the business, you kind of gravitate towards certain areas. You know, some guys like to go into the investments, others like to do in the autos, some likes to go into the life, you know, but generally, and they have certain clienteles that they kind of migrate to, you know, and generally in insurance, particularly life insurance, you know, sickle cell patients are not the patients or the clientele that you generally migrate to, you know, but I'm glad that I was able to, because of the fact that I've learned so much. And I think that's been the key for me. Is I even have a cousin, his wife is a patient with sickle cell, that they constantly in the hospital. But I had no idea what my cousin was going through until I had a chance to meet Glenda, and she gave me this information. And it's amazing how I talked to him one day at church, and just from being able to correspond with him just a little bit, to give him an idea of, I have an idea of what you're going through, I could see a relief come over his whole posture, because he was able to finally say, I see somebody has an idea of what I'm going through. But from the financial part of it, when she asked me to speak from the insurance aspect, you know, I had a presentation that I did at the last meeting, and we had the slides and we had the PowerPoint and all. And she said she wanted me to do something similar to that. And I said, okay. And then she said she wanted to be really related to this form, the sickle cell anemia. And I went and looked at my slides, and I said, no way. You know, that's the key. When you start talking about sickle cell anemia, everything changes. And you all probably, a lot of you already know that, you know, when I sit down with a client and we're trying to figure out their retirement, you know, it's a matter of how much risk are they willing to absorb. You know, how much risk are they willing to shift. You know, but in this case, sometimes it's not about how much risk you're willing to absorb. You have a lot of restrictions. Some restrictions are like with Prudential, unless you're a certain age, we won't even insure you. Okay. With other companies, there's restrictions. So a lot of times it's not about whether you're able to even get coverage. Okay, sometimes you can get it, but you have a lot of restrictions. And then there's a lot of options that's available that you must take in consideration. So what I decided to do was let her know today that I'm a more of an informational source for you. Because what I found out in the insurance industry, it's on an individual basis. You know, if you would look at, the doctor was talking earlier about cancer. When you look at cancer, Prudential, we have a pamphlet. Breast cancer survivors. If you're a breast cancer survivor, we have a pamphlet, we got a program for you. We can sit down, we can talk, we can find out exactly what it takes for you to qualify. Special needs. We have a pamphlet for special needs. If you have a family member that has special needs, we can sit down and I can give you a hard copy, you can look it over, get an idea of where you're at. Sickle cell, not so. Sickle cell I found to be something that every individual is different. And in order to qualify, you know, you have what we call, what I've learned is windows of opportunity. Because sometimes one of the questions that they're going to ask you is, when was the last time you had an episode or something happens? How long ago was it that you had? So when you start going through underwriting, these are windows of opportunity that you have to become aware of, because in 1 year, you'll find out you would not qualify, but in another year, because your window of opportunity has broadened, now you're able to qualify. So that's why I say it's important to, you have to learn some of these windows of opportunity, because generally speaking, you don't qualify for a lot of different programs unless you fall within certain windows of opportunity. And what I want to say is that, I'm the person that you can call and say, okay, can I get this? Can I get this? Who's doing this? Who's doing that? Because of the fact that it's changing all the time. When I first started looking at this several months ago, Prudential had a certain program. I went back to look at that program. It's gone. Prudential, we had outbrokers that offered opportunities for sickle cell anemia patients. All of a sudden, it was called guaranteed insurability. Call them up, start talking to them. It's gone. Okay? Because just like the economy is tight and everyone is watching their dollars, insurance companies are also shedding more of their risk. And that's what insurance is all about. It's about risk. How much risk are you willing to take, and how much risk I'm willing to take of yours. And because of the things the way they are, what they've done is they just cut back. Pardon me? What's that?
Go ahead.
You held on to the money.
No, what I'm saying is for people that already, say for instance,
Held on to the premium.
if you already had a plan, if you was already involved in a plan, you're okay. But what they're saying is we're not taking any more plan. They're saying we used to have this plan where we would cover guaranteed insurability. All of a sudden now it's like we're not taking any more patients.